I'm going to go over SMCI, NVDA, and SMH on the 5-minute time frame and give you some price targets for Tuesday. And the reason I'm going over these tickers is because a trader named Murat says that he is interested in these tickers for Tuesday and for me to check out the 4-hour RSI. And it looks good, he says. And these tickers are selling off without any bad news. So I thought it'd be fun to check them out. First up is going to be SMCI. We ended the day at $826.98, down 8.65%. The 52-week low is 218.51. The 52-week high, 1229. The 1-year price target is 1059, and that represents a 28% return from where we are. So this is, again, the 5-minute time frame. To the north side takes us back to resistance at 841.29. VWAP is in the blue line there at 843.88. Above that, a gap forms at 881.80. 2 standard deviations, 898.51. The gap closes out at 903.91, and at 3 standard deviations, 927.07. This is resistance and resistance. If we make it to this area, I will then anticipate another pullback as people take their profits and they run. But this is the target right here. Now, to the south side, negative 2 standard deviations takes us to 784.46, and at negative 3 standard deviations and another potential buy-in area, 755.76. The sell signal has come on because if we're down here and we go up to here, this is resistance, and then that got triggered to sell, and now we're down here. If you play VWAP, this is the lower channel and this is the upper channel. Looking left, you can see we had a sell-off here where it triggered. I anticipate price to stay all day long within negative 2 and 2 standard deviations. Anything outside of that, an outlier and a clear buy and sell signal. So you can see I turned on the bot and that also triggered the sell. And obviously, if you play with the bot, you're getting in and out more often. I don't do that. This is just fun to take a look at what the bot tells you to do, and does the bot line up with VWAP? And your your buy signal down here. Now let's take a look at this on the 4-hour, as Murat suggested. And I've tracked this a long time ago, and it's been a while. So the last time I looked at this was when it was at 860. So 860 is down here. So if you were tracking this on the 4-hour, we fell down some more. And then this is resistance, another level of resistance, and that bot signal came on to sell. And then obviously what goes up must come down, and you work your way back to the middle of the trend where price grinds out before making a decision to go to the north side or to the south side. And from where we are on the 4-hour, your targets are going to be different, and that's 1063.80. And to the south side, roughly, I don't know, in the high 600s, 693.34-ish. And obviously this changes constantly depending upon what time frame that you're playing, that it remains a little bit more steady. But let me go take this to the 15 minutes so I can see these gaps a little bit better. So previously, this gap touched right here. So that's done. I'll clean up my chart here since I haven't done that. And that touched right here to the upside at 927, and that one was at roughly 858-ish. Oh, that's the 5-minute. Let me pull this to, let's go to the 30 so I can clean this up. So this, we gapped up. I anticipated it to fill to the south side, and it did right here. And then it fell down more, and then the bot triggered a buy signal. And then this one, look at this. So this took us down, as I mentioned, to 734.78 previously. I think I did anyway. I don't know if I made a video or just drew that out for myself. So that took us out to, again, 734.78, no longer a threat to our account. Delete, delete, that is done. Obviously, there are other threats, just not this one. And here's another target to be aware of. We're not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close, but we're still going slightly upward. It's not a steep one, a steep channel, but it's still going up. And then there's your earnings. Reported 3.85 billion. The estimate is 3.956 billion, down 2.69%. And it ripped up from there and then sold off again. And the cycle repeats itself. Oops. Oh, where did my RSI go? Oh, there we go. Now, the next one I'm going to go over will be NVDA. I've talked about this one recently. I've been tracking because it's made it on Fidelity's most actively traded stock across all markets. And so I've been checking that out. All right, this again is on the 5-minute option R to reset. So give me my levels. So we're at 118.11, down 0.64%. The 52-week low, 39.23. Can you imagine? And buying it then, and 140.76 for the high, and the 1-year price target is 128.33. So here are your targets. Back to the middle of the trend, and the lower channel of VWAP lines up, takes us to 119.02. VWAP is 120.56, 124.23, and another resistance level, 126.88 to the south side. This is for, again, Tuesday. Just some price targets, 113.84, 111.21. Right, and now for your gaps, we've got this gap still in play, taking us down to 116.54, and that opened up on Tuesday the 4th, Wednesday the 5th, it started off. Okay. Oh, 49, I should correct that. Keep it more precise there. So that one, again, still in play. And then after that, we've got this one and this one. One gap at a time. This one needs to fill first, and we could bounce off of that. And this one filled. I think that's it. Oh, so this one, oh, let me just clean up this one while I'm here. I extend this, I don't know where it's ever going to touch, and it did right here, it looks like today. So that is no longer a threat. That was at 121.03-ish, or 120.92 I wrote. All right, I'm going with that. So that is done. Delete. Delete. See, we're just retracing back down. Look at this. Filling the other side. And delete there. So that gap is out of here. And this is the next target. And we are still going down on the 5-minute time frame. Oops, stay on page. Oops, gosh darn it. There we go. So this will be the next target, and that could touch tomorrow if we continue to go down. Now let's look at this on the 4-hour and see what we see. RSI turning down. I'll anticipate a buy-in when we hit this level, possibly before we even hit it. You never know. So we're at 118.11. Oops, let me fix that. Let me move this out of the way. All right, so we are basically at the middle of the trend to the north side at 2 standard deviations. takes us to roughly 132.32, and all the way to the bottom of the channel takes us to 102.42. And if we touch that, obviously this would wipe out this gap. We just need to flush down, close out all these gaps, be done with it so that we can reverse. But this will give you an opportunity to get in. Oh wow, that takes us all the way down to 67.61. I don't know if we're going to get that far, but one gap at a time. The next one I want to go over is SMH. This is the Van Eck Semiconductor ETF. It's been a very long time since I looked at this one as well. And since I'm on the 4 hour, I'm just going to start at the 4 hour. So we're at 255.78, down 0.13%. The 52-week low, 136.10. The 52-week high, 279.57. And look at this, up for the month, 5.9%, 5 year to date, 376%. Wow, amazing. Oh yeah, that's right. You don't get price targets on ETFs. You have to create your own, and it's so simple. You do not need an analyst to tell you where you're going and where you're headed. Just figure it out yourself, for the most part. I mean, I let Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund and the manager figure that out, and then I just trade within the individual tickers that make up the ETF because they've done the research. I don't need to do that. All right, to the north side. Wait, did I already? Oh yeah, I already said that. So the RSI still turning down, and the lowest it's gone down is right here. It looks like at 20.55. So just look left and see where the RSI could take you and where price might go. I use RSI as support and resistance, and this has not hit resistance for me just yet. But then it might not, and then you miss out on the trade. So that's something you have to figure out on your risk tolerance. Now let me go to the 5 minute, and I'll hurry up because this video is getting long. Oops. See, I went from the different time frames, and this makes your price wonky. Let me fix that. All right, to the north side, we're basically there, but the middle of the trend takes us to 256.28. VWAP is, 258.66, 260.11, 262.07, and this gap fills at roughly 264.49, and that will be resistance. If we touch that area, I will anticipate a pullback. And to the south side, 252.41, 250.55, and this gap is still in play to the downside at 242.70. Oh, and look at this. And I'm so glad Murat said something because I would have not gone back and looked at this. But I marked out this. Touches at 255.49, and 255.73 is where we went for the low. For the 255.73. Where is 255.73? Takes us to right about there. So we almost touched this. Look at that. And tomorrow, I'm going to say we touch it, and then if we make it down to this level, a bounce off of that. But this is a buy signal if you are playing the lower channel of VWAP. And if I'm playing, though, I play more conservatively, and I like to try to get it down here. But again, it may never get there and then just bounce. But we're super close, so I anticipate this will fill on Tuesday. So very nice. And then we've got that to look forward to. Now, that's it, because I looked at this on the 4 hour to give you all the gaps, I believe. I don't think I'm really tracking anything. Let me look at that again. So there's your buy signal. Clear buy. Oh yeah, look at this. This has been, I looked at this June 22nd, and these were the top holdings then. I feel like it's the same now. and all these drawings are off because I drew that on a separate time frame. So anyway, let's just go to the monthly. How are we looking? Oh, overextended. That's why we're selling off. The monthly is telling you that what's happening, and it's already falling down on the weekly, and on the daily, what's happening? Already falling. So yep, in line, overextended, gonna go over bought, and then it'll ride back up again. My notes for myself there. Let me flip this back to the 5-minute. I follow a guy named Puppy Trades. I love him. Check out his, excuse me, his videos if you ever get a chance, and he's great at Fibonacci retracements. All right, that does it for me. That is a look at SMCI, NVDA, and SMH. Thank you to Murat again for pointing out these tickers. Have a great trading day.